Hi, thank you everyone. It's great to be here. It's great to be in Berlin. I just flew in from Ireland today to give the talk. Today you'll hear from me something very, very different that you don't usually hear about. So we'll start. In 2050, there'll be 9 billion people on Earth. So that means that we need to produce 70% extra food. That's a lot of food compared to now. And yet the funny thing and the bizarre thing is that 50% of this food is currently thrown away. So 50% of food production is thrown away before it actually reaches the plates. And this is crazy because food production, the 50% that's thrown away, is actually full of nutritional molecules that are important for human health. And no one is using that. What we do at Nuritas is that we take those food byproducts and we transform them into life-changing ingredients. And I'll tell you more about it. If you look behind me here at this image, I guess most of you will see an apple. Okay, it's a red apple, that's correct. But at Nuritas, we see food in a very, very different way. We see food in terms of trillions and trillions of molecules, all interacting together and all interacting with the human body. In other words, we see food in terms of big, big data. Actually, there's more data in a piece of apple than all social media put together since their existence. So Twitter, Facebook, all that. There's more data in food, and no one is using that data. So we're at Nuritas particularly interested in a subset of molecules called peptides. Now, a peptide, what is a peptide? A peptide is a part of a protein. You have your protein structure. A peptide is a small part of a protein that actually is very, very health benefiting. Some of the peptides, for example, can regulate your sugar glucose. They can enhance your immune system. They can kill bacteria, etc. We're interested in these peptides. Now, why am I talking to you about molecules in food and maximizing the use of food? And the trillions of molecules in food. The reason why is because, I'll give you an example here. This image you see behind me is an image of wastes. This was actually whey, the byproduct of cheese making. I guess most of you here might have it as a muscle building now ingredient, but whey used to be valued at 0, and currently the market value of whey, just the protein fraction, is 6.4 billion market. It went from 0 in 2000, 14 years later, it's valued at 6.4. And the reason why it transitioned is that they realized that this byproduct that was thrown away contained, again, molecules within called peptides and proteins that actually were very good for human health. For example, they could lower blood pressure with it, they could kill bacteria, and they could grow your muscle, for example. And they started using it as ingredients within food. And this is really what Nuritas is doing. Nuritas is looking at all the byproducts out there, not necessarily just whey, but any byproduct out there, and maximizing its use by finding molecules within that are going to transform human health. And we do this through our technology. Our technology is artificial intelligence and machine learning put together to look at food at the molecular level. We go through the trillions of molecules within food in terms of DNA and proteins. And we're looking for the subset of molecules that are going to interact with the human body and help humans survive longer by, for example, reducing cholesterol or regulating sugar blood glucose. So here's what we do every single day. You see the protein part there, and then we're zooming on the small molecules called peptides, and we're identifying the peptides and understanding how those peptides are interacting with the human body. So we go through billions and billions of molecules every single day in food. What's interesting is that these molecules currently are found using traditional ways. Before Nuritas, it took years and years. It took about 10 years. It took about 35 to 50 million to find one ingredient. We can do this in a few weeks or a few months now. And using our technology, we have identified groundbreaking ingredients which are all patented. These are anti-inflammatory, for example, which I'll show you, ones that regulate blood glucose, ones that reduce aging, or kill MRSA, the hospital bug, for example. And these are all ingredients or peptides that we have found in food, everyday food, that's currently thrown away, that we're transforming into an ingredient. For example, here we have found anti-inflammatories. Inflammation, as you know, is at the base of every single disease in the world. So everything starts with inflammation. It turns into chronic inflammation, and then it gives a disease. So controlling inflammation is very important. So we found ingredients in food that actually control inflammation. Ones that recover muscle. As we grow older, we lose muscle from the age of 30. So retaining muscle for mobility is very important. We found these ingredients using artificial intelligence within food. We found ingredients in food that actually regulate your sugar, glucose in your blood. And again, we found these in very little time compared to industry. And then these are examples of anti-aging. So ingredients that you can put on your skin, and you see before and after images, and you can see how the skin is changing. These are increased elasticity, increased cellular proliferation, regeneration, increase of elasticity of the skin, and then here, ones that kill MRSA or MRSA, the hospital bug. Again, MRSA is a strain that is resistant to penicillin. We have found an ingredient within food using artificial intelligence that actually kills it. Here, how we work is that we partner with multinational companies that commercialize our ingredients and take it to market for us. Our CEO has been president of Pfizer Nutritionals and Nestle and is currently in Nuritas. And myself, I'm a mathematician by background and computer scientist, and worked in my PhD to use those computer science and mathematics to try and discover novel drugs. And then realized that food actually contains billions of molecules, and no one was looking into it because no one could look into it. It was too complex as a system. And now we have developed technology that is able to go into food at the molecular level and identify groundbreaking ingredients. And I guess to kind of wrap up, in the future, all of you will be in the supermarket with your shopping bags. You will have in your shopping bag a bar of cereal bars that would regulate your sugar, blood glucose if you had diabetes or pre-diabetes, with our ingredients within that would allow that. You would have jars of cream for anti-aging with our ingredients that would allow that. So that's really what Nuritas is about. It's about creating life-changing ingredients from food using artificial intelligence. Thank you very much.